Hey everyone, how are you doing? It's Hannah here and Gary. First, just wanted to let you guys know we did bring the site back. It is, of course, since we rebranded the website, link is www.iopenersociety.onpodium.co. Be sure to check us out. We decided to bring it back. We just want to make sure that you guys have a quick link for available for all of our content and things like that. And as far as we are live on Wisdom app as well. It is an app that is for podcasters. You can even if you're not a podcaster, so you have something so strong on your mind, get on there, go live. You'll be surprised at how many people join, and you can have people join in with you, and it's a great app, so we highly recommend it. We are live here now, so hey everyone who's listening in Wisdom app, welcome. The next thing I wanted to bring up is a new shop that we recently kind of came in contact with. It is called the Amaris Starseed Shop. They are located in Boalsburg, Pennsylvania, which is really State College, PA. She does have a festival coming. It is going to be on Saturday, August 26th, 2023, and it is from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. She's going to have lots of vendors there. I think we're going to go and take a ride out one of the, not one of the days, but that day. So we will see how that is and maybe update you guys on the experience and stuff like that. But yeah, be sure to check her out. Again, it is the Amaris Starseed Shop on Facebook. I don't know if you guys can see this, but that's what it looks like. And we'll have everything in the synopsis as well. And of course, be sure to check out Elaine, Arcane. Sorry, I'm a little bit nervous here. I'm running the show for the first time, so I'm really excited. But again, so just make sure I'm crossing my T's, dotting my I's. Be sure to check out our website, iopenersociety.onpodium.co, as well as, again, the Amara shop and Elaine from Arcane Oracle. So I'm going to get into the show here. This evening, it is July 21st, 2020. It is 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here. And we are doing a show where Gary is in a, meditative state. And I'm going to ask him a couple questions, and he's going to go into detail with his answers based on the questions for the first half of the show. And then the second half of the show, I have a topic that I've been passionate about that me and Gary will touch on. So I'm going to get right into that. How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. So I'm in a meditative state, and the whole reason why Hannah is starting off the show tonight is I just wanted to get into kind of a state of mind on my realm that I like to get in. And I know in the past we've done a lot of meditation shows, a lot of meditation talks, and everybody's always curious about meditation, and everybody wants to know how to meditate. So I'm in a meditative state right now, and surprisingly, it's no different than any other state. I'm completely aware of my surroundings. I'm in two different realms. I'm in the world right now, like I said, aware of everything, but I'm trying to stay a little bit focused on my meditative state, because what I'm practicing, or what I have been practicing, is my psychic abilities. And I know Ann and I, we've spoken about it. I've spoken about it before back in the older shows, where we all have some sort of ability. I've always been trying to find mine, and I know we have the ability to be psychic. It doesn't have to be psychic where you're so precise or where you could see lottery numbers or things like that, but we should be able to interpret or see things and make sense of them. And that's what I've been practicing, and that's why I had Hannah start off the show today. This way I kind of get myself into that little meditative state where I can try and stay focused. So that's what I'm going to try and do. And while I'm doing that, Hannah will ask some questions. This way I could try and allow you to understand too what goes on, because everybody's different. And I'm sorry if I am kind of going in, because like I said, I'm kind of sticking to two different realms right now. But I'll try and explain things the way I see them, the way I perceive them. And this is kind of like a puzzle. There's going to be things like if Hannah asks a question, I'm just going to dive deep. And when I'm in this meditative state, and it's just like any other time I meditate, and I just started practicing this where I'll think about certain things and try and make sense of the answers when I'm getting from another realm, basically. And it's not always going to be answers. There's nobody talking to me. Sometimes I'll hear words. Sometimes I'll see colors. Sometimes I'll just have feelings. Sometimes a lot of it is symbolicism. And so we have to sit there and try and put these things together. And that's what we're doing on the show today. So I'm going to have Hannah kind of go in while I'm still in this state here and just kind of basically interview me. And hopefully down the line where we could start getting some callers coming in. Just don't have it set up. I know we're live on Wisdom where we can do that. Again, I just want to have the correct setting for that one day, and then I could have other people. And I'm just doing this as practice, so I don't want to start taking random questions just yet. So, Hannah, whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm like a little bit nervous. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone here with my anxiety, and I'm just like...
I'm feeling it. I know,
I'm sorry. I'm like shaking.
You're okay. Like, you're okay.
I'm ruining his mojo.
No, you're not. It's cool. You've done this before. You're really good, so it's no big deal.
Okay. And I did write down some questions that I wanted to ask because I will forget. Okay, so my first question is, what are you seeing right now?
Right now, like I said, coming in and out of the two realms, like when I'm in this state right now, and I'm not focused on any one thing, and I will be as the questions that you ask, and I can focus more and things would come to me. Right now, it's more of a sense of feeling where I'm feeling myself. When I go into meditative state, I like to see myself on a cellular level, because in these states, we try and eliminate the ego. We try and eliminate the fact that we are physical bodies, and we try and get into that spiritual realm where we don't see ourselves as a body. We see ourselves as a spirit. And that's basically just what I'm feeling. Mm-hmm. And I'm feeling energies around the room, whether they be electronic, because there's a lot of electronics, so that kind of, comes into play. I'm feeling your nervousness, and I'm feeling it a lot. So, no, it's fine. It's fine. You learn when you're in this state to understand it and to control it. That's where I'm at right now. That's what I'm feeling.
Okay. Well, that was my second question, was how do you feel? But anyway, so what do you foresee in the future?
Well, the future, we all know the future is 1 second from now or 100 years from now. So generally, I'm trying to get a focus on this. I see, I'm getting this perspective of some sort of great awakening. And I think, and from what I'm feeling right now, it's already here, because there's so much happening now. Mm-hmm. So I'm feeling like there is a lot going on, awakening wise, spiritually wise. More people are waking up to this. And since we are waking up to this, and our minds are being more increasingly open to this idea, the other powers, what I see, they're stepping up. If this makes sense, they're the good, the evil, the yin, the yang a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So both sides are rising to try and match forces.
Mm-hmm.
So future-wise, I just see a lot more people like us, spiritual people that are out there listening to us. Us in general, we're making things seem to be, or at least we're awakening the masses a little bit more. I don't foresee it being that big. Like, I don't see it as a real uprising.
Yeah.
But I do foresee us fighting more,
mm-hmm.
but not in a bad way. I see us fighting against this more and probably winning more of these victories.
Yeah. Okay. Curveball. Based hopping off of that one. What about in your future?
My future, as of late, I'm feeling, or at least I've been feeling, positive. My future. I see a lot of changes coming. I know I spoke to you about them. Job-wise, moving on, giving myself more freedoms, allowing myself to be able to do more of what I want to do. I feel I've been held back a lot. And you see, even now when I'm focusing on that question, a little bit of symbolicism, it's not really clear. It's a little murky too. So we have to take that and try and interpret that.
Mm-hmm.
That murkiness, and that's all I'm seeing. It's murkiness. So like anything else, there's probably going to be sometimes, maybe that's a sign that there's going to come a time when I'm not going to feel like I might have to seek out answers because I might be challenged with something that's not very clear to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's very easy to predict that any one of us will have some sort of obstacle in the way, but me, I'm just seeing some murkiness. But at the same time, kind of one of the colors, kind of like a greenish, but it's very, I want to say very clear. So or a path. I'm seeing like a path,
Mm-hmm.
a clear path. So whatever I got my mind focused on, I'm probably going to be moving forward on a very, like my mind's very open to a lot of suggestions, and I'm going to be able to explore these things.
Okay. All right. So, do you feel connected to the universe right now or a higher version of yourself?
Yes. Whenever I get into these meditative states, I really do feel all the time connected to the universe, because I mean, that's the groundwork to all of this. You know, we all come from the universe. We're part of this universe. The universe is constantly giving me these signs, these symbols. So I'm feeling connected with it, but all the time, immediately I find myself in that higher self, the higher state of consciousness. That's why sometimes it's hard to verbalize when I'm in these states a lot of times, just because I'm in that different state. Like I said, I'm between the spiritual and the 3D world.
Mm-hmm.
And when I'm trying to focus on both, it gets a little bit confusing. But I'm seeing myself in in an actual spiritual way. Like, I don't see my physical body, and it's just energy. It's a constant flow of energy that I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what I see, and that's what I see myself as, like a ball of energy. And that's what I'm focused on right now is just it's just a mess of energy, and it's very chaotic. But I think that's just how we are made up spiritually. It is. It's a complicated mass, but at the same time, It's very calming because you could see yourself just as light rather than a physical body.
So I know I asked, you know, like, how do you feel? But like, when you're in the meditative state, like, what feelings do you feel, if that makes sense? Like, do you feel, whenever you're in a meditative state, have you ever felt like overwhelmed, is what I'm trying to get at? Like, have you ever had like, do you have an overwhelming feeling right now, or is it a pretty like calm feeling?
When I get into a meditative state, and once you put yourself in that higher state, higher self, emotions go away.
Okay.
Because you're removing the ego, you're removing what you are in the 3D world, so you're not experiencing any type of emotion, basically. You're one with the universe, and that's what I'm feeling, and that's how I'm always feeling. You don't feel mental pain, you don't feel physical pain, you don't feel
That's what I was trying to get at.
emotional. Yeah, you don't feel it. Like, I can feel myself right now, still in a 3D world, but mental state. And the longer I sit in that mental state, I can eliminate basically that emotional connection.
Mm-hmm.
You disconnect from it and you just no longer experience it. So that's why things, and I think this is important for anybody that goes into these mental states, the clarity is so much different. Even though, and I do apologize, if you're watching this on YouTube, it might be different. Just audio, it just sounds like I'm throwing words out there. But just like what you're asking me, how do I feel? Things are clear in one sense, but when I'm trying to get it out to the 3D world, it's like a barrier. So it's difficult to communicate to like you or the audience or whatever. It's difficult to get these words out. So I'm constantly bouncing back and forth, but there is no emotional feeling right now. And when I get into these states, I could be in some sort of emotional state in the 3D world, and then when I go into a meditative state, it goes away, just like it is right now.
Okay. So, I'm trying to think of something right quickly here, because I'm feeling a lot more relaxed now.
Good.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Yes.
That's the other thing, too. When
Yeah.
you're in this meditative state, it's very easy to be able to quickly start picking up on things around you. I keep my eyes closed because then everything goes away in the world, and then I can only pick up on energies. And like I said, right now, to front of me, it's like there's a lot of electrical interference. So all the electronic devices that are around us, that's what I'm picking up on. It's a big interference. But energies, people, I can feel people, and like I'm feeling you. That's why I felt you go from, your nervousness to a much more calmer state, and I'm feeling that right now. So yeah, it's one of the fun things with meditations, like actually being able to feel things rather than see them.
Okay. Well, I don't have any more questions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you a couple minutes just to, decompress. We'll get into the second half of the show.
Mm-hmm.
While he's decompressing, I do just want to just go over a couple key things when it comes to, getting into a meditative state. It doesn't necessarily have to be, being in a quiet environment. You can get into a meditative state anywhere. I prefer a quiet area. Sometimes I've talked about this in our previous shows. I've done it like in the bath, shower, but preferably for me, I like, something like like if it's water running or if it's a quiet environment. But there's other people who like to go out into the wilderness and hear the birds and just natural environment to get them into that meditative state. Gary is a good example of, he can go into one at any time. He could be at the dinner table and I could feel him just go into that state, and I'm like, okay, respect his space. He's going into that state. So as far as meditating and going into a state like that, it doesn't have to be what you assume it would be for meditation, because we've touched this again. Meditation can be whatever you want it to be, but if you're trying to go into a type of state like this, of course it would be an environment that you would just mostly feel comfortable in, I should say. But as far as just classic meditation, we've always expressed it can be whatever you want it to be, as far as getting in your car, taking a long drive, thinking about things and clearing your mind. And like I said, jamming to music, doing dishes, things like that. Meditation can always be whatever you want it to be.
Yep. And now
how you feel?
It's
that was my end question.
Yeah, there's your end question. It's when I transition now, I'm now focused,
yes,
and
you're like awakened.
I'm aware. Yeah, I'm awakened, but I'm extremely relaxed, and it's almost like I kind of forgot almost what questions were asked and all. So the whole purpose to this tonight's podcast, like I say, this is more of an experimental phase for me, because I'm trying to touch on these things, because everybody has this. I guarantee even you have this. It's just, but it takes practice, and this is completely new to me. And so I just wanted to try it, and I wanted to do it on this podcast. And since I feel comfortable with you and having you ask the questions right now, because I think a lot of people, especially when they sit and talk to psychics, what's my love life? Is my boyfriend cheating on me? Is this low-level things?
Yeah.
I don't like saying that a lot, because I think it offends a lot of people. But when it comes to that type of spiritual realm, where psychics are able, like really good psychics that are really connected and really in touch with things, I feel we cheapen them by asking questions like that. But the questions you asked allows people to actually look into what's going on. Because, like I said, when I'm in that state, nothing comes clear. I think that's what people need to realize. Nothing really comes clear. It's symbolicism. It's colors. It's feelings. And you have to sit and try and interpret these things. And everybody's going to interpret them differently. So that's why each and every psychic has their own way of doing things, because of the way that they feel. Same thing with me. I'm still trying to pick on these things when there's questions. Like anytime I go into a meditative state, usually it's just to clear out my mind, just to get it away from the 3D world for a while. It helps me heal. It helps me become stronger mentally. But I started realizing, I say, hey, I wonder if I can answer questions.
Yeah.
And I can. What I was seeing when you were asking the questions in that state, it's, like I say, it's still a little bit hard to interpret, but it's going to take practice. It takes years. It really does. So I'm glad the questions came from you. So thank you. And you're doing a fine job. So usually, to everybody listening, like, this is our show.
Yeah.
And I usually lead off. I've been doing, obviously, the show for a little bit, longer. But I just had, Hannah take over the opening tonight. I think you did fine.
I did fine. I just have crippling anxiety. So even though there's no audience in front of me, like, actually, I just...
Yeah. Hannah does great once she loosens up. And that's why usually I set the mood, set the flow. And I know once we get into the show a little bit more, and what she wants to talk about, what she's passionate about, she's going to be good. I did a great job. But what's interesting is, like, when I'm in that state, I felt that. I felt that shooting. Yeah, I felt that shooting off. I didn't want to jump in. I didn't want to jump out because you can handle yourself.
Yeah.
You did very well. Yeah.
We're to throw up.
Yeah. So this is a way like you can practice meditation.
Yeah.
To get over. If you could get into a meditative state, you can actually get better and get over that anxiety. So I don't want you ever to feel like you're weak. You did very well. I felt that. I felt the fact that you were fighting that anxiety to get ahead. So she did. So yeah, that's why I say this is the whole thing. When we're doing podcasts, like I said, we're going to have, this is being taped. It will be on YouTube as well. I have the links in all the synopsis as well. It's going to be on our website, of course, eyeopenersociety.onpodium.co. Check us out. You can see things visibly. And this is good. This is a good lesson, no matter what. You can see what it's like. Like Hannah just said, you could be in any kind of environment. Once you get good at it, it takes practice. But like Hannah had said, yeah, I could get into a meditative state anytime. And that's just because I'm doing it for years. Sometimes, though, if you're just starting out, you want the quiet. You got to practice and you got to start off slow. You can see probably the difference when I was in the state to now. You could see that transition. It really doesn't look any different. I don't think I have light shooting off of me or anything like that. But that's what it feels inside. Yeah. And that's exactly what I was feeling. Although you could physically see anxiety sometimes. Yeah. But when you're in a meditative state, when you can actually feel that, that's what you're actually seeing. It's a whole different world. It really is. And that's what's fascinating about it. I wish there was a way to get some sort of thermal camera on you when you're in that state, and see the differences. We don't have that kind of equipment unless you want to donate. Always go to our donate page on our website. There's a donate, and we could get thermal imaging cameras, and we could do a whole meditative state. Yeah, and we see that would be fantastic. But for right now, this is what we got. So yeah, there's different worlds. They really are between 3D and spiritual.
And it does take. I feel like it does. Like I said, I gave him like a couple moments to just come down from that, because when you're in such a deep meditative state, like it does take time for yourself to definitely come down from that. Like you need to just kind of get back into the world, because you're in your mind, not in the world. You're like, I always like when I state, I always just feel above body, like you were kind of explaining, like you're kind of just like a ball of energy,
right? And sometimes, and I'll be honest, like once you're at that moment, you don't want to come out of it, because it feels so good. You're released from everything. You're released from it. It's clarity. There's no stresses from the environment or anything like that. Even the stresses, like I said, like the electronics you pick up, unfortunately, but they're always around us. That's why I love outdoor meditation, because it eliminates that. But even that, you still feel so good within yourself and seeing yourself in that light. You don't want to get out of that. And that's why it takes a moment, especially for me, to get out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
So we also would like probably to take the rest of the show to talk about a few things. I know you have something that you do want to talk about and all, but we just to touch again, like the questions asked, like I was saying, we don't want to cheapen, psychic ability. Yeah. We want to know the future. And I think that's everybody, what's happening with the world, and we feel things. Take that as your first sign. If you did want to practice being a psychic, take what you actually feel and start learning, build on that. Try to interpret it your way. Pick up on the vibrations that are going around the world, vibrations. Yeah. When you hear stories and you see everything, it's a feeling. You could call, like, I can call bullshit in the news just by, hearing it. That's bullshit, because you're getting that vibe. It's just like when somebody's lying to you. You know when they're lying to you because you feel it. Build on that trust and instinct that you have, and build on that and build your psychic awareness that way. We're hoping, and not to call them out, I know we had an interview with Angelica Matev. We would love to have her back along with Elaine from
Arcane Oracle.
Arcane Oracle, because I would like to have like a complete group chat with the two of them between the horoscopes and the tarot readings.
Yeah.
Based on the future of the coming year.
Yeah.
That's something we have planned in the back of our mind for a future show.
Yeah, we do.
And they don't know it yet.
Yeah.
Unless they're listening to the show right now. They will know about it. But I'm sure they would be excited to do that. And I think it would be a fantastic show.
That.
Yeah, so we're going to put that together real soon. I got to get in touch with both of them and try and get that together.
Yeah.
So we also want to plan for you guys on Wisdom exclusive. Because I know we keep saying that, and we've been waiting to do that, because then we could take you guys, and you guys could talk to us and all that. Like I said, when we're doing the live show, we just don't have the equipment all hooked up to, get everybody on there. But we'll definitely have that going. So this leads on, speaking of wisdom, I think this is Hannah's thing.
Yes.
So Hannah, take it away.
So this is why I tell him things, because I have mom brain. So I forget things. So I was like, hey, I was really just like, one day it just like sparked in me. Wisdom in age. Let me tell you something that irks me to my core. I hate when people say the term, when you're older, you'll understand. Listen, I know plenty of older people than my age who do not have as much wisdom as me. I think that wisdom comes in age is a crock of shit, if I'm being completely honest. Do I think that some parts of wisdom do come in age? Yes. However, wisdom as a whole does not come in age. Because like I said, I know for a personal fact, opinion, I guess, I have a lot more wisdom than quite a few older people that I have met. It's just something that irks me. I don't even know where to begin, because, I gave you the example the other day. I'm the youngest person in my specific team at my workplace. I have trained every single older employee on my team the knowledge that they need. To this day, they still come to me for that wisdom, that knowledge. So that's why I just think that's why it bothers me so much, is because I don't know, someone said it to me, and that's what just set me off about it, because it's just something that we need to stop doing. We need to stop putting a label or an age restriction or like limit on or requirement, I could say, on wisdom, because I think we need to get into the mindset that, you could be 2, you could be 26, you could be 55, you could be whatever age, and you could have different types of wisdom. I think wisdom I feel like a lot of people just single, like it's, what's the word I'm trying to say? Single out the word wisdom when they don't realize that wisdom has so many different branches. And I think we need to stop doing that, because like I said, you could be 2, you could be 26, you could be 55, however old, and you would have maybe a different level of wisdom on something than the others could have. Maybe like I said, maybe the 26-year-old has more wisdom about a certain thing than the 55-year-old does. Like I said, 2-year-old, I swear my kid has more wisdom and patience than me when it comes to like learning new things than I would. You know what I mean? I get so impatient about things. And my 2-year-old's he's not even 2. He's 1.5. What am I saying? But he's just so wise, and he knows when he needs to take his time on things. And it's just something I'm really passionate about. It's just, wisdom isn't made out to what it, you know what I mean? It's so much more than what it's made out to be, is what I'm trying to say.
On so many aspects, when it comes to that, knowledge is power, and knowledge is broken down to an individual. What one person is very knowledgeable in, somebody else might not be. But sharing that knowledge, sharing that wisdom is what makes things so positive and makes it so powerful as well. And on the same thing, like if you are younger or older, because it could work in the complete reverse. I always say it doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't mean you have to stop learning. You don't have to stop exploring. You don't have to stop living just because you're older. That's the biggest difference. That's where knowledge and wisdom comes from. You could go from the very early stages of life to the very bitter end. And you could remain in that one state all the time and having knowledge of only one thing, or you could pick up a very vast array of knowledge. And we can only do that from learning from one another. So, yeah, you're right. How do you let people know that, hey, just because, you got so much knowledge for someone young or someone old, older doesn't necessarily mean wiser. It just means more experience.
Yes.
And only on certain things, because some people haven't done the things or lived that somebody else has.
Yeah. So this is what I was talking about. I'm glad I looked this up. I looked up wisdom definition. And when I was talking about how wisdom has different branches, there's 3 different definitions for wisdom. The quality of having experience, knowledge, and good judgment. The quality of being wise. The soundness of an action or decision with regard to the application of experience, knowledge, and good judgment. The body of knowledge and principles that develops within a specific society or a period. So there's 3 different branches of wisdom right there. But the one that I really want to touch base on now, spiritual wisdom.
Nice.
Can be defined as the understanding and knowledge that comes from a deep connection to one's inner self and the divine. It is the ability to see beyond the material world and to understand the interconnectedness of all things.
And that's what we did tonight.
Yes.
Connected spiritually. And that's your spiritual wisdom. And listen, every one of us not only has some sort of ability, but we all have some sort of wisdom. We have some sort of knowledge. We can teach people something new, something different, something exciting. Doesn't matter what age you are. Doesn't matter how much experience you have. Because you could have knowledge in exactly the same thing somebody else has, but you might have the experience or you might have a different way of doing it, which will open up another person's eyes to the way they were doing something.
Yeah.
So, that's why when you brought this up, I said, I know why you're passionate, because it doesn't make sense when people are telling you,
It's just like there's like this certain standard, and it's like I'm tired of it, because it's like, let us all learn from each other. It doesn't matter what ages we are. Like, age is just a number, And it's just something that I just want us to stop doing. Let's all learn from each other. When we learn from each other, we are united as one, instead of just setting up these certain barriers where, these people, it's like, what is the word I'm trying to think of here? I'm sorry. I'm still like a little bit nervous. I feel like it's like we're putting each other in like cliques. You know what I mean? There's the word. You know what I mean?
Yes. And I think, unfortunately, as humans, this is what we tend to do. And this is why right now there is such a big division amongst all of us, because we're placing everybody in cliques. Now, listen, when I went into that meditative state, and what do I feel? I don't feel any of that division. All that is gone. My knowledge, whatever, is no longer coming from me. It's now coming from beyond, whatever realm. It's the universe that's giving us all of this knowledge, all of this information. And if we're tapping into it, that's coming from the universe, not coming from us. We are all one at that point.
The only higher wisdom that I feel like we should, be like accepted, that their wisdom is the universe. The universe is never ending. And the wisdom, once you connect with the universe, that it has is almost overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you connect with the universe, you truly connect with it. It opens up, like I could get emotional talking, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It truly just opens your mind and your heart up to just things that you never felt like you were capable of opening up to and understanding. Like you kind of see like the greater meaning of things, not just for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
but for the universe and for, you know, the world.
Humanity
And
as well.
humanity.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure. And you do, like, if you just, like, I was sitting outdoors just prior to doing this show, and the stars at night, and you can really connect. And when you really think about the vast possibilities and the endless amount of knowledge and wisdom that comes from the universe, yeah, it is. It's overwhelming. And to be connected to that and to feel that presence, yes, it's powerful. It's strong. It's what you want. I think it's something we all need to do. Take a step back. Forget completely about the divide. Completely forget about your neighbors and who you like, whom you don't like. Eliminate this ego. Start to think in terms of the universe and how we're all connected and how we're all one. That's what we need to do. That's where we need to be. This is where our future is at.
Yeah, learn from each other instead of knocking each other down. You know, I personally have been called a know-it-all. And we got to stop doing that. We've got to stop putting negative energy into people who are just trying to share their wisdom with others. It's not bragging or, you know, schmoozing yourself. It's just trying to spread that wisdom so all together we can be united.
Yes. And when it comes to know-it-alls, we're all know-it-alls.
Yeah.
Because we all coming from that same universe.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of expression and how we're able to communicate that. And each and every one of us has a different way to do that communication. So we need to find that and be able to express it without fear of any type of retaliation. That's where we need to be. And that's what we need to work on. So let's work on it. Let's all work on it together. Again, connect with the universe. Connect with yourself. Do a lot of this. Make this personal at first. This way you become comfortable with it. Find your way to express it. And then start spreading that knowledge onto others. That's always been my thing. Like I said, I don't reach out to masses. I try to break people down one by one. Try to help other people to understand what's going on, how I feel, understanding how they feel, and come to a basic understanding. And hopefully we can help people. And that's how we can help people, help individuals, you know, one by one. And we'll get there. Where else would you like to take this conversation? Are you good? Did you get it all off your chest?
I got it all off my chest.
Good. That's great. I hope everybody enjoyed the show.
Before we get off,
sure.
I was going to say,
I'm so sorry.
No, I just want to didn't give enough shabazz for this, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, this is, I know, again, this is no big deal, and I did very well on this. We always, at the Eye Opener Society, always been big on small businesses.
Yes.
And that's what, so another shop did reach out to us because they were having this festival, wanted us to get the word out there. So, but the Amara Star Seed shop, extremely good vibrations. I'm getting very good energies. And
super kind.
Yeah, absolutely super kind. Very, very strong person. I'm going to say that.
I felt her energy just by her messages.
Yeah. You go on Facebook, the Amara Star Seed Shop, AMARIS Starseed Shop. Look them up, and I'm going to definitely have links on all this. Once the podcast is done, I sit for over 2 hours trying to get everything up, but definitely. But great little shop. I haven't been there yet, but just feeling the energies I have, I got to get there. Yes. But the great thing is that she's going to have the Starseed Festival, and that Starseed Festival is
August
free
26th.
admission.
Yeah.
By the way, so just in case, and it's in where's that? Boalsburg, which is up in like the State College area. So anybody local that would like to get out there, it's going to be a lot of vendors out there, and that's going to be August 26th.
And I think we're planning on hopefully taking a drive up there that day on the festival.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe you'll bump into us if you guys go to the fest. But we are. I'm
definitely looking into it. I never know. I can't schedule wise. I don't know if it's going to be, but I would, if I am free that day, would like to get up there. And I would like to meet the owner of the Amara Starseed shop because, again, like I said, I just feel incredible good energy from her. So the Starseed Festival, look that one up too as well, August 26th. And we'll definitely, hopefully maybe, catch some people out there. Like I said, I know this here show goes out kind of worldwide, but we're also trying to stick local area too as well. That's always nice to start meeting people locally and all that. But we kindly appreciate if you go, like anybody we mentioned, to go on their Facebook pages, their websites, whatever. Just show them some sort of support. If you can purchase from them, that's even better. Yeah. But not everybody has, cash to just spend anymore. But just helping out these small businesses just by showing them support from things, even because, like I said, it's free admission. You just go out there, even if you just want to spend the day and start meeting all these vendors and just see what they have. Pick up business cards because you never know. In the future, you might need this.
Or you bump into someone and you notice, or someone in your life you're going through. Or hey, I picked up this business card, but I feel like this might benefit you more than it's benefiting me right now.
Right.
And just be anyone on wisdom. I know, like you said, we are located in Pennsylvania. But if you guys, wherever you are, send us a message on our YouTube videos or, send us something off of our website, www.eyeopenersociety.onpodium.co. And, we'll check you guys out and, give you some shout outs on the show and everything that we are so big on supporting small businesses.
Yeah, definitely we are. Like I said, there's so many more out there that, sometimes it's just overwhelming. I can't list them all, but if we do mention it, just definitely check them out, all right? Because this is the way we help people, we help businesses, and these businesses that we deal with help people too as well. So that's what I really, enjoy. And they do it on a spiritual and metaphysical level, which I think is more important than anything else right now. Because I think we need that more than we need modern medicine half the time.
Mainstream
media, mainstream crap. So reach out to these people, okay? But thank you, Hannah. You did fantastic, I think. As always.
Thank you, everyone, for getting through this video, watching my crippling anxiety.
Yes, and we'll definitely be back soon. And again, thank you for joining us, and check out our website. Again, the links will be in the synopsis. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Thank you.